welcome to And God Came Down podcast. I'm KG, your host for today. I'm the youth president of Takoradi Assemblies of God Central Church. Today, we are here to discuss everything about And God Came Down. We are going to consider all the stories, all the memories, the moments, and all the excitement. If you have ever been a part of And God Came Down, you know that it always furnishes us with something inspiring, something creative, something to look forward to. If you have never witnessed And God Came Down, this is your time. This is your moment. You are in for a big treat. Today, I have with me two amazing guests, and they are going to help us have the And God Came Down conversation. We are going to look at how it all started, some of the favorite scenes and characters involved, and then what to expect for And God Came Down 2025. We want to take this opportunity to welcome our guests. In welcoming them, we want them to give us a brief introduction of themselves. So I see a very fine gentleman at my far right and a pretty lady at my immediate right. You tell us your name and then what you do.
So my name is Rexy. Yeah, I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I'm a poet, a spoken word artist, and a businessman.
Wow, that's an amazing one. A writer, an actor, a spoken word artist,
a poet,
and a businessman.
Yes.
That is true, creative, a full creative man. Okay, so we want to proceed to our lady. Kindly introduce yourself, your name and what you do.
I'm Lydia Click. I'm a singer, an actor, and then I do a little bit of business, and I'm a student midwife.
That's amazing. Okay, so we have two business inclined people here and two people who are all into creatives. I'm thinking that their And God Came Down journey will not be the same. So it is a good time to hear from them whilst we consider everything And God Came Down. All right, so my guests, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
We want to take it right from the top.
Okay.
Let me start with Brother Rexy.
All right.
Can you tell us what And God Came Down is about, how it started, and everything that has to do with the history of And God Came Down?
Okay, thank you very much. So And God Came Down is a melodrama. It's a theater production about the birth of Christ. Okay. So it is about telling the gospel of Christ through acting, singing, and dancing.
Oh,
that is basically And God Came Down is about. How it started. It started with our usual carols night. Okay, so every other December we were having our normal carols night. We come, we do our carols, then we go home. Then along the line, with the help of Mr. Ansa, we realized that it was becoming too boring. He brought the idea that we could do something beyond our normal carols night. We could do a drama or a theater production about the birth of Christ. Okay. So that is how it started. So from that, we did our very first theater production. Okay, and that was we titled it A Christmas Story, about the birth of Christ, the Mary and Joseph story. So that is where it started from.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm really intrigued getting to know that you were there right from the start.
Yes.
I want to push further. Can you tell us how it was at the very beginning?
Okay.
How was the reception? How did you go about things at the very beginning?
Okay. So when we did the very first one, which is A Christmas Story, you see, our church, our mothers and our fathers, the elderly, they were used to the old ways of doing things, like the 9 lessons of carols and all that. So pitching the idea to them wasn't that easy. And it wasn't something it was something new. Change is difficult. Sure. So the reception wasn't there. And for some of us, for me, I was already into acting, but not all of us were into singing and dancing and acting. So it was a challenge for us because we now had to learn how to do all these things and fuse it to tell the gospel of Christ. Okay. So after we launched the And God Came Down, so when we launched the God Came Down, we did our first ever edition. In the first edition, that's when we did the Samson story. Then we linked it to the birth of Christ. Then we came in with the Egypt edition.
Okay.
We talked about the Israelites being in the land of Egypt as slaves. Then we linked it to the birth of Christ with Moses saving the Egyptians and Christ coming to save mankind. And this year, we are doing the Grace edition. So that is how it has been all these years.
That's a beautiful story to tell. Before we come to this year, Sister Lydia, I want to know how you came along the And God Came Down journey. How did you find yourself with the team, and how has it been so far?
Okay, so I've actually been in the church since I was born.
Okay.
They gave birth to me here, and then I grew up in the church. So I've been singing in the church. So when it became And God Came Down, and then it was supposed to be a musical production. I'm like, since I'm already singing, so why don't I just join and sing when it's time for singing? And then when I was coming up, JHS primary, I've been doing a little bit of drama kakra. So since Mr. Kobiansa will be our director, he can shape me to do better. So I decided to join.
I like that. So you knew that you had the potential and that you wanted to make use of it. Yeah. And then there was some kind of a guide, a structure to help you with it.
Mr. Kobiansa is a great man.
He's a great man.
Thumbs up to Mr. Kobiansa. All right. So let's get deeper. Takoradi, you mentioned several editions, and then I'm thinking that all of it tells like different stories and all of that.
True.
I want you to walk me through. First of all, tell me about a role that you played in any of the editions that you really, really liked.
Okay.
You want to talk about?
So our first edition was the first edition. It doesn't really have a name like the last year, the rendition. It doesn't. So that was our very first edition.
Okay.
And in that edition, which was in 2023, I played the role of Samson and Joseph. But my favorite scene was the role of Joseph and Mary. Because with that scene, I acted with my little sister. She acted as Mary and I acted as Joseph. I like that scene because it was her first time and we had to rehearse. We put in a lot of work. So acting with her was fun to do, and knowing the fact that I'm acting with my little sister. And let me burst your mind. That is the scene that brought tears to my dad. And that was the first time I saw my dad actually crying. So, I mean, that is my first in that edition. And last year's edition, which is the Egypt edition, I played the role of Pharaoh. So playing the role of Pharaoh, I really loved it because of who Pharaoh is, and I wanted to understand his thought pattern at the time he was doing that to the Israelites. So basically, these are my two scenes.
I like that. When you were giving the account, you mentioned how your dad cried and all of that. Do you remember any instance, anything about the reaction of your audience whilst you were on stage?
That would be last year. Good. That would be last year when I played the role of Pharaoh. So there is a particular scene, the scene when Pharaoh had already asked Moses to go with the Israelites. So you see, he changed his mind. So that scene, I mean, after I've asked them to go, there was a part where I didn't understand why I asked them to go. So I was about to send my soldiers off to go and bring them back. So that scene, if you were there, you realize that there was a part that whilst I was giving my lines and all that, with my sword in my hand, I raised the sword and fire came out of the sword. And that scene was a wow moment. Everyone was, they didn't expect it. I mean, so that would be my best.
I like that. Fire coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of the sword. And up to now, people keep asking me, Charlie, how did you do it? And it's something for you to think about. I mean, that is what we wanted to do. So for you to ask me how we did it, it's something for you to figure it out.
Sure. So that is it. I stated it from the start, how there's always something creative, something intriguing about And God Came Down. There is more for you. We are proceeding. I'm sure you will enjoy even more. So, Sister Lydia, kindly tell us, you see, I'm sure there's been a lot of different stories, all to display the birth of Christ. Tell us one or two of them, which is your favorite, any favorite character.
Any favorite
Yes.
character? I think that would be last 2 years.
Okay.
The Egypt edition. So when Samson was coming in as Samson, the background sound, John Cena, yeah, that one. It was crazy in here. Like everybody was like the whole atmosphere was just the best. Yeah.
I like that. I can connect to them because I used to like wrestling a lot.
That scene was crazy.
Okay, so Lydia, on you again. I want you to tell us any role you played that you can't forget about.
That would be same last year. So I was Pharaoh's wife.
Okay.
I was a queen, and then I lost my son. Yes. So that part where the Egyptians lost their first son. Yeah, so I lost my son too. And you could feel the pain of being a mother. Just imagine getting pregnant for 9 months and then just some few minutes, your son is gone, your child is gone. Like that feeling, it was sad. So I think that would be the scene that I will not forget, but they deserved it.
I mean, I can actually understand because she's a midwife.
It's
too,
not
so-
easy.
Yeah,
So, I mean-
helping to usher lives into this
It's
world,
not
and then
easy.
in the drama, you end up losing your child.
yeah.
That must be heavy. That must be heavy. But then to take away that heavy feel, you said you were Pharaoh's wife, and you said you were Pharaoh.
Yes.
So how was it? You guys connected on the stage. One of you should tell me how was it.
Will you tell us our show?
It was normal. Me and Razy, we are cool like that. So it was
okay.
nothing giddy giddy.
Okay.
I mean, we
Putting
already
yourself in the shoe of the character Pharaoh, the character Pharaoh's wife. Was it an easy thing to do?
In terms of playing the character,
Yes.
or for us, as in,
Playing the character. on
it
stage.
wasn't easy to do. I mean, you are playing a character that you've not seen before. These are things that you've read, you've not seen before. So feeling in their shoes
Sure.
wasn't that easy. But like I said, we already have the chemistry, so it was easy for us. I mean, we have the chemistry as Rexy and Lydia. So it was easy for us to play husband and wife. So that's how we were able to, I mean, yeah.
That must have been so much fun. My audience, I know you are enjoying. Let's ride even further.
Yeah.
Now, when you were talking about the various editions, you got to 2025.
Yes,
and that's
yes.
actually one of the main
Yes,
centers of our conversation. Tell us about And God Came Down 2025.
Okay, so And God Came Down 2025 is dubbed the Grace Edition.
The Grace Edition.
So someone will ask why
Sure,
the Grace
I was even going to ask.
Okay. So why the Grace Edition? So the Grace Edition because over the years we try to link a story from the Old Testament,
Okay.
then link it to the birth of Christ. That is what we have been doing. Because when you look at the Christmas story, the birth of Christ, it's basically the same story. It's about Mary and Joseph, Mary telling Joseph that she's pregnant and bringing forth Jesus Christ and all that. So these are things that we realize that over the years, since the story is like this, that is how it's going to be. So how can we tell the story in a creative manner for people to appreciate every year, so that it won't be boring, so that someone won't say that, oh, the story, the man, they be and So then we saw that most of the stories in the Old Testament actually links to the birth of Christ. Okay, so what we did was that we pick a story from the Old Testament, then we link it to the birth of Christ. So when you look at last year's edition, which is the Egypt edition, we took the story of Moses and the Israelites and Pharaoh, how God used Moses and Aaron to save his people from the hands of Pharaoh, and how Jesus Christ actually came on earth, okay, to save us, to save mankind.
Yeah.
Then we linked it, Okay, that's why we call it the Egypt edition, because we link the story. This is edition, like I said, the Grace edition. This year we are taking our story from the book of Esther. Okay, we are taking the story from Esther. Esther, how God used Esther to save his people, okay, from the hands of Haman. Okay, and we are linking it to the birth of Christ, which is the story of Mary and Joseph. Yeah. Now, when you look at Esther's story, there was one thing that really played out, which is the grace. I don't want to say thing, but for lack of better word, let me say thing. So we see grace in her story. We see how by grace, by the grace of God, she was able to save God's people from the hands of Haman. And we see how Mary was full of grace, and for that she was able to bring forth Jesus Christ to come and save mankind. So when we link the story, the linking factor is grace. So this year, that is what we are doing, and that is where we are looking at from Esther's story. Then we are linking it to Joseph and Mary.
That seems to be a very beautiful link. The Grace edition. You want to look forward to the Grace edition, which is "And God Came Down 2025." Yeah. Okay, Sister Lydia, how has it been so far with preparation towards the Grace edition?
Honestly speaking, it's not easy. It has not been easy, and I don't think it will be easy. But just imagine coming for rehearsal from Monday to Sunday. Sunday is even the worst part, because you come to church and then you close and you just have 1 hour to rest, and then rehearsal just starts. So you can't go home and come back. You just have to stay right after church. So it's not been easy, and we are bringing out all to make this year's production a success.
By the grace of God.
Yes,
that's
grace. We will be fine.
Okay, that's nice. So now we want to address our audience once again. We want to tell them what to expect for this year's "And God Came Down."
So this year's "And God Came Down" expect a night of crazy acting and singing and dancing. What makes "And God Came Down" unique is that everything is organic. I mean, what I mean by organic is that we do basically everything by ourselves. So we don't, even with our sound, we don't play sound. With our music, we play it ourselves. So we will come and meet the band. If it's a song, we will play the song ourselves. We will sing everything by ourselves, and we act too. So we fuse all these things together to tell a beautiful story. So that is what you will see when you come. That is what you expect, a night of more acting, singing, and dancing. Yes.
Okay, so I want to push further. If that is what they should expect, why should everyone make it a point to be here? What is the main purpose?
The main purpose is that what we want to do, or what we seek to do, is that "And God Came Down," the whole agenda of "And God Came Down" is to win souls for Christ. That is what the whole "And God Came Down" is about. I mean, because it's a Christmas story. People celebrate Christmas and they don't know the essence of why we celebrate Christmas. People don't even know that Christmas is about Jesus Christ. And people just celebrate Christmas without even knowing that Christmas is about this man and who he is. And God came and seek to tell people, okay, to reconnect people back to God. Okay, it seeks to draw people near to God. So basically so why you should come to "And God Came Down"? Because we want to talk to you about Christ. That is the most important thing, to introduce Christ to you, for you to have an encounter with him. And Christ that is why you should come. That is the most important thing. And also, secondly, it's our present to you, okay, to come and have fun, to come and entertain yourself. And since it's free,
all right. So before we wrap up, I would ask each of my guests to tell us something brief, like your last words to the people watching and listening to us. So let me start with Sister Lydia.
As the theme goes, "And God Came Down," I know God will come down on the 23rd of December. So leave your house, leave all your burdens at home, and just come and relax because He's already here. So what again do you want? So just come and just relax and receive the grace of God, His anointing. It's going to be great on 23rd December.
Wow.
That is great. Let's hear from Baregzi.
So
Last
I would
words.
like to say, and God came down is on the 23rd of December at Central Assemblies of God Church, opposite Central Police Station, and the time is 6 p.m. You don't want to miss, and it's free. And have you seen the shirts we are wearing?
Yeah.
So these are one of our souvenirs.
Nice reps.
And we have the Lacoste, we have the shirts, we have the hoodie, and we have the sweaters. So if you are interested, you can call them.
We have a cap and then a water bottle, a flask and all that.
Yeah, we have all that. So if you are interested in getting one, you can call any of the numbers on the screen. And also, we are still
recruiting
people to join us. So we still need more actors, more dancers, and more singers to come along to tell a very beautiful story about the birth of Christ in contemporary setting, now modern.
Yes.
That is a beautiful story we have heard, a beautiful story we have shared. I want to use this opportunity to thank my guests for joining us today and for sharing such a wonderful story and insight about And God Came Down 2025. Please, you heard it all. This is a very brilliant and creative wave going on. It is an opportunity for you to come along and let's push the gospel of Christ. Please, I want to use this platform to extend an invitation to you. We need sponsors. We need people who see this venture as worth pursuing, worth supporting, to come on board. Let's help push the message of Christ to everyone that needs to hear it. God has booked an appointment with the audience on the 23rd of December. You, as a sponsor, can help us bring many to come and hear from Him. So please, if you are willing, don't linger in your heart. Do not hesitate. Please contact the number on your screen and reach out to us. Let's do this together. If you are here, you have a potential, you have a grace, a certain ability. You don't even know how to go about it, how to hone your skills. This is the right platform for you. As it was stated, the show itself is free. And anyone that comes on board the production, you are gladly welcome. We are extending this open arm to you. Come on board, come and join us. Let's tell this story in the most beautiful, most creative way ever. This is And God Came Down 2025, the Grace Edition. Thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for staying till the end. We say God bless you. But most importantly, see you at And God Came Down 2025. Ciao.
Bye.